Blessed be. Today is May 6th, and it is National Military Spouse Appreciation Day. That means we get to celebrate my mom. She was spouse to, my dad is military. He was National Guards. And luckily, though, for being, like a military kid, per se, we were always in place. So I was not a military kid who had to move around. But there's definitely a commitment of the partner of somebody who's in the military to be, a real good support for those who go into service for our country. So I'm really glad they have a day like this. I do appreciate the military spouses. So thank you. Today at work, I messed around with figuring out equivalent metric sheet sizes. And I am going to go ask my Canadian peers just to confirm if how I pieced it together is correct or not to what they use. And it's weird because, I'm guessing because the only PDFs I have, or the DWGs that I have, aren't utilizing the sheet setup very much or very well. And then I had another peer who had sent me just PDFs. Most of the PDFs were in inches, 24 by 36. And I can't wait to ask about this too on Monday. Because one of the PDFs came out 48 by 48. And I've never seen that before. So, and it doesn't look distorted, like it's a size thing, but it's like, how do you even pull that off? And the title block looks normal, and is it or is it not? So I'm excited to find out and see how that goes. And that was my R&D of the CAD stuff. It's Friday, so I worked on my weekly review, reviewed all my time block sheets for the week. Here's today. It's not necessarily a lot. It's just a bit to get me guided through each day, setting a bit of intention of all the little things I want to get done around the time I have events scheduled. I've been a really big fan of this sheet. I've been using this particular variations of this. It's constantly adapting, but I've been using a sheet similar to this for about 13 years. One of the first things I did with it was tracking my time while working on projects. Making sure I was like, okay, so it's 9 a.m. I'm starting on project B101, and I worked until 11 when I took lunch. Of course, I don't eat lunch that early. And then this way, at the end of the day or at the end of the week, whenever you put your billable time in, I had it documented as to what I worked on and when. I do highly recommend this sort of diligence when it comes to, managing your time, managing yourself. I find it to be a great tool to keep me motivated and taking intentional actions to the bigger picture items I may have already developed for myself, life goals, professional goals, and things like that. So, we make these goals, but how do we take the time to implement them? What action steps are we taking to move us into a life we design, as opposed to letting one happen by default? If you'd like to hear more entries into the CAD Witch's Grimoire, don't forget to hit subscribe. And until next time, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.